Hello, it's us again. It's the bit of the show we don't like, the preamble, where we say clearly and distinctly that we're aware we're being surveilled, we don't like it, we didn't ask for it. We have no idea who is controlling this, but it absolutely isn't us. It's not a show or a game or an agreed upon exchange of power. It's literally just abuse. If anyone's making money off of this, it absolutely isn't us, and we want the fuck out. I don't have a lot more to say about it today. It's been exhausting. Fire alarm went off all last night again. Meaning we slept in 30-minute spurts, woke up at like 11 or so, and then tried to have a nap on the couch. And of course, the second we laid down from a nap, the fire alarm, having not fucked on for like hours, suddenly fucked on again. Wild how that works. I'm gonna play the music. I'm gonna then play some Talos Principle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all those who do not feel represented by an oppressive gender binary, I forgot to close the door again. How you doing? Let me hit the button that takes you to the talkie head. I'm the Reverend September Tech. You're whoever the hell you say you are, for better or for worse. You could be better. We all could, honestly. Um, yeah, Talos principle too. We're going to get into it, and by it I mean both the game and also the megastructure. We're going to start off by heading back into the megastructure and see what awaits us now that we've set up, now that we fired off our second series of lasers. Um, Before I do that, let's run through the content warnings real quick. The Talos Principle 2 is a game that plays in philosophical ideas about society, what it means to have one, to live, to be an individual living within one. And if you're not here for like kind of long readings of philosophers and other people talking about that particular, like, we have all been philosophers at one time or another. It's been sort of that's sort of been floating in the back of my head for like a week now. I thought I might as well just get it out there. Um, if you haven't, I feel bad for you. Um, anyway, if you're not here for kind of long readings along that line, be aware that they're here. Uh, We also need to warn for eye contact. All of the conversations in this game, most of them actually, anyway, not all of them, are like one to one with our robot friends looking directly into the camera. They have much more human faces than Mativi had here. So if that's something that bothers you, please be aware that's coming up. I will be mentioning when. Get the fuck off. There's an ant crawling on my keyboard. And do you think that's okay while you're sleeping? Um, yeah, so if you have a difficulty with eye contact in that way, please be aware. I'll be saying when we're about to get into a conversation, so you'll have some prior warning. If you need to switch to move over to a different tab or whatever. Um, Flashing lights. Occasionally, we are sucked into dreamscapes, and those have sort of distorted light effects in them. I'll be able to warn for those specifically when they are about to happen as well. And motion sickness. The game's frame rate is a little choppy because the computer I'm running it on is not quite good enough to run it and run the stream at the same time. So that can cause motion sickness in people who are very sensitive to that. So if that's something you deal with, please be aware. Those are the content warnings for the game. Content warnings for myself. I am a strange person who occasionally makes weird sex jokes or speaks frankly about my trauma. That's not your vibe. That's okay. If that's something you feel you're comfortable being around, happy to have you here. If you're here specifically to mock that, go ahead and leave. Do yourself the fucking favor. Like, you don't have to be here. You can go do something that's actually good for you. This isn't. You're just stewing in malice. Why are you like this? All right. We would like to no longer stew in malice. Hey, if you have the capability to, like, help us not stew in malice, please do that. We want out. Okay. Talos Principle. I forgot to do the thing. The contacts, joyandsolace@gmail.com, Eternal September at thick.horse on the Fediverse, and Joyous Amalgamation on Discord. Anyway. Talos Principle. Let me hit the buttons. Pop up just any old minute. There it goes. Let's see how long it takes to... Oh, right, almost immediately. Good. Oh, so what happened last time, I figured it out, where I was trying to do other stuff, and instead of that, uh, Windows decided to open like 50 Firefox windows. So what had happened was I'd been working on the overlay stuff and had our tablet, our drawing tablet, sitting on the top of the computer box where all the computer parts are. And I put the Stream Deck on top of that, and apparently when I hit the button to change scenes, that registered as a mouse click because the tablet is like equivalent to like a very large trackpad. And it just, for whatever reason, kept activating the Firefox button over and over. I'll remember not to do that next time. I should actually put the tablet away since I'm not using it for anything at the moment. In the meantime, play the Talos Principle 2. And continue from Lost Marshes. We're probably gonna start up in the fucking up in the purple room. Yep. Let me turn that down a little bit in my headphones. I think it'll be okay on stream, what with the ducking and everything, but it was quite loud. All right. So here we are. We are here. But we're not going to be here for much longer. We're gonna take the tram and head back to base camp. And then from there, it's off to the megastructure. Hey, it's me, the demon dog. Hey, the demon dog. How's it going? We're about to fly into the middle of a massive pyramid full of stuff. I was very excited to see that you had started work on your Blorbos.
There's something I've been thinking about. I know the New Alexandria disaster was traumatic. I know accidents like that make us think that it's best to stick to what we have. But what about all the accidents that have happened in New Jerusalem that nobody talks about? The collapse of the Rakovsky building. The Calvin Street explosion. The derailment that almost killed Benaroya and Caneda. All of those happened because we stopped investing enough resources in our civilization. And if Melville hadn't been put in charge of city maintenance, this would still be happening.
It will happen again either way. With how little we have to work with, it's only a matter of time.
You see, there may be a price for pursuing progress, but there's also a price for not pursuing it.
That's right, I'm trying to figure out how they're shaped. It's very cool, and I'm very glad to hear it. We've known you for like all of y'all in the system for years now, and it shouldn't surprise us anymore, but literally every time one of you comes to us with hey, I've been working on something, you want to check it out? And we go, yeah. It's always a banger. And so I'm really excited to see how your webcomic shapes out.
All right, here we go again.
Our main objective is to determine the relationship between the megastructure and Athena. Did she find it? Did she build it? Why was she here in the first place? Explore, dig up anything you can. We need to start finding answers.
Well, there's the load trigger for just a second.
I can't imagine one person building all this.
Don't forget about Miranda. There were at least 2 of them.
I can't imagine 100 people building this.
All right, everyone. Have a look around, but stay in touch and be careful.
1K, can you stay a moment? I'd like to talk to you.
Yeah, sure.
I know you can't wait to start exploring, but just hear me out, okay?
All right.
I'm concerned. Byron is brilliant, but all he can think about is the possibility of finding Athena. She was his mentor, and her disappearance shattered him. I'm afraid he's not seeing the dangers of the megastructure. To me, this place seems chaotic, dysfunctional. Yes, it's all very impressive, but I think it's broken. And what we're seeing is, it's nonsense, frankly. You've interacted with it more than anyone. What do you think?
I think all of it is intentional. We're meant to do something here. It is somewhat broken, but underneath that, there seems to be some kind of pattern. You're right, it seems pretty broken, or I don't have enough data to judge. So I can't feel like I say it's broken. I can't say like I feel it's broken, rather, because it's doing the thing. We do the puzzles and we shoot the lasers and it opens the thing and we get in and there's more puzzles inside it and they're all acting as intended and it looks maybe a little bit run down, but everything's working exactly the way it should. Like, I think all of it is intentional. We're meant to do something here.
So you see it that way too, huh? Well, maybe I'm wrong. I hope so. But please, be careful.
Oh no, absolutely, be careful. The last time I was in here, I accidentally jumped to my death. Because I tried to be a clever clogs. So far, the Lorbos from your webcomic look so damn sad. I think that's my fault for drawing them that way. I'd like them to be happy sometimes. Yeah, that's very understandable. Like, I know you're on record as saying, like, your favorite flavor is sad bisexual, but...
Deeper into the megastructure. Not quite sure where I am. Seem to be right in the middle of the machinery.
Please, watch yourself, Byron.
This is incredible. I don't even know how to describe what I'm seeing. I don't think this is a building. I think this is a machine.
But a character being one note, no matter like how good that note is, or whatever, is not. It can wear rather quickly. All right, can't go that way. We probably come back from that way. once we go in here and go around. I like this glowy thing. To remind, the megastructure kind of looks like a Borg cube if the Borg cube was also a public park. And in the middle of this little park area, there's like a glowing energy ball with rings surrounding it. Which is, I think, the cultural shorthand for important science. Yeah, it's an orb. It's a great orb, Double D. They put rings around it. That's how you know it's important. Noyama Project 7. Trials 1701 to 2202. False leads, errors, frustration. Effects ripple out at enormous distances. In waves, then a chunk of hex code. We need to move experiments further apart. Trials 2203 to 3509. Version 0.2 deployed. That one's all in hex code. So that's fun. Trials 3510 to 3525. Replicating 0.2 to create 0.21. Another chunk of hex code. Can we literally bootstrap this to any scale? And flashing lights incoming. We're about to get a... Yep. A conversation with Miranda.
Just tell people that they're wrong. If you tell them the truth, they'll listen.
It's not that simple. Straton wrote that the most common error we commit is to think that ideas determine reality, when in fact the opposite is true. Ideas follow from material conditions. Belief systems are formed to explain and justify the way we live. We did not have kings because we believed in the mandate of heaven. We believed in the mandate of heaven because we lived in monarchies.
But we have free will.
Oh, free will isn't the same as freedom, Miranda. We're not free from the constraints of reality or history. I was shaped by the simulation. New Jerusalem is shaped by its limitations.
So, what? We're just trapped? History can only go one way?
Maybe, maybe not. The question is, how do we free ourselves? How do we build a world where our ideas do shape reality? That's why we came here.
A conversation between Miranda and Athena, and Cornelius is the third person we've occasionally seen.
I knew it. Athena's here. She built this.
That other voice, was that Cornelius?
It definitely sounded like him.
Come to think of it, he went on a research expedition around the time Athena vanished. He was gone for years. People thought he'd died.
And all this time, he knew where she was?
We should talk to him.
We will, when we get back. But right now, we have to focus on finding Athena. We are so close.
Here's another fantastic orb. To catch you up, Athena, the founder of New Jerusalem, our player character from Talos Principle 1, left the robot city a while ago, apparently in order to do this and make a daughter. And Cornelius, her, like, partner, for lack of a better term, it was just sort of assumed that she left without telling him, but apparently that's not true. And now we're going to figure out how that plays out. So this is new. It's a wall.
Are those surfaces magnetic?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's anti-gravity. Your coot was right. I should have known.
we can just, like, step on the wall. And walk ourselves over to here. We changed our perspective with space.
1K, I'm over here. Hold.
Where?
I'll open that door for you.
Oh, I see you. Byron's just gonna go ahead and press a button for us. Thank you. I kind of assumed I'd be able to get over to you, but no. Well, here's another gate, so we're gonna have to build it to Tromino Bridge. Over to where? Oh, over to there. On our left. There we go. Like this, like that. That went okay.
Same pattern as before. 3 beams, 3 receivers.
I guess we know what to do.
Be careful. The sheer amount of power running through this place.
I'll take care of this puzzle. You do the other 2, okay?
Fantastic. It's nice to have help.
It's kind of fun. Maybe Alexandra Drennan was right. Play is part of what makes us human.
Let's...
Got it!
Oh, hey. That was real quick. Good for you, Byron. Let's... Oh, well, this isn't where I mean to go. I mean, I guess I'm going to anyway. I might as well, but this is the door we're meant to open. With the great big sort of Vitruvian bot painting on it with the fractal patterns that look like ivy. Alright, so this was incorrect. Which way are the actual puzzles at? Like, oh, okay. That looks really uncomfortable. Hey, I don't usually give, like, a vertigo warning, but we're about to be upside down over a deep pit. So, let's do that.
Melville, is there anything in the system that could tell us where Athena is?
I don't know. Someone's logged into the system. But when I try to access that information, it all glitches out.
Oh, that's interesting. They want us to go up. I think I need to go back and change this initial piece. Start out with that, and then that, and that. There we go. And this fan should be able to launch us up. Yup. This fern will be very important. Make sure to study it carefully. Hey, hi. I didn't almost fall down a massive pit. Don't know what you're talking about. Never happened. Always had it. No, it can't be that way. There we go. All right. We finally found one of the puzzle rooms. So what are we doing? Well, clearly there's the great big laser we're meant to fire off, so we need to get this barrier down in order to get over there. That barrier is presumably controlled by this blue receiver right here, which is itself behind a barrier that's controlled by a button. What else do we have in here? We've got a little side room over here with a membrane over it that has a red receiver and an accumulator. So let's go ahead and charge that. And there's a red receiver over there, so we can just go ahead and get that door open and see what's behind it. Nothing. There is nothing back here. It's just a pit. Good. Oh, no, over here. This is where the thing is. It's an inverter, because obviously. I can't... Yeah, if I connect the inverter to the blue receiver, I can't also put it on the button. That doesn't work. Or yeah, it would. It would actually. I thought it wasn't gonna, I thought it would just go through the wall, but apparently not. So let's go ahead and... Yep. That's open now. Wonderful. Now we head back here. Here's the great big switch. Not unlike myself. And fires the lasers. Now, where the hell is the other puzzle room from here? Because it's not through here. So I must have missed a turn-off somewhere. Okay, there's the green laser. It's like over there. So I'm gonna need to figure out a way to get over there, clearly. Is it this way? I mean, that takes us further in that direction. Oh, what's on the ceiling is where all the puzzle stuff is. I hate that. So... Okay, just like, first of all, how the hell do we get... over there? I'm trying to do the... Minecraft thing. I think I need to walk over there where that Tetramino bridge already is. I think that's the first one we made. Or no, is it this way? Because I don't remember coming this way. I kind of feel like I'm not supposed to be up here. There's certainly nothing up here to do. Like, I guess my question then is why even have this anti-gravity wall there at all? Okay, so that's the thing. Can't get to it from over there. Okay, I think it's this. I think I need to be where that is, and it'll take me up to there. I just need to get over to Can I just fall down to there from here? Like, it sort of looks like I can, but also it sort of looks like I'll die. I don't know how much fall damage I can sustain. I know it's some. Oh, okay, there we go. Ooh, over there. Alright, and this puts us on this big wall that we can walk up. It's not disconcerting, even a little bit. I feel totally comfortable doing this. Oh, good. We're combining the anti-gravity with the Tetramino walkways. I love that. Can't actually jump down, so apparently that's not the way I'm meant to do that. Should I rotate it like this? No. So I apparently need just an entirely different piece. Okay, there we go. Got it now. Get it now. No. That leaves us short by like 1 block. Okay, cool.
Not to alarm anyone, but I think the ground is shaking.
According to the system, whole parts of the interior are moving around. Like it's rearranging itself.
Oh, like,
Last time, when I took the elevator, the platform where I got out just moved away.
like, Spooky's jump scare mansion. There we go. All right, now we're in the green puzzle room that's upside down, and I should probably not look up or down depending on which way around you care to phrase that. Pardon me, I'm just going to take a sip of my drink real quick. Okay, so what are we doing? We're trying to flip a big switch to make a laser. Can we see where the big switch is from here? I mean, it must be over that way because that's where the laser is. Yeah, there's the switch. Oh, okay, and that's how we activate the fence that needs to go down. There's a green receiver. It's just we can't see it from anywhere else because it's behind this copper wall. So in order to punch through that so we can do anything with it, we need the driller. There's a driller here, but it's on a swap platform, so we need to change it out with something else. There's a connector in the room. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. There's also another copper wall over here. So, okay. It leads to this little room back here where there is an inverter, which we're also going to need. Because we have this other barrier here that's locked by both a red and a blue laser, but we only have a red emitter. So let's take Mr. Driller and trade it out for the connector. We need to put it out like relatively far. This will probably do. That. Connect red to red. And take the inverter so we can connect red to blue. And there's a jammer? There's a jammer in here. That makes sense because we need to be able to jam this open, but we won't be able to use the connectors and inverter to do that. So, actually we don't need the converter at all anymore, so we'll switch that out for Mr. Driller. Put the... Is that where the... Yeah, that's where the thing is, right there. I'll take the connector, connect the green emitter that's in there to the green receiver that's behind the copper wall. And that lowers the gate. Wonderful. So now we pull a lever.
The gate's opening. I'm heading in.
Don't. Hey, Byron, be careful. The floor is uneven. You don't want to trip and fall. I know you're excited to see Athena, I get it, but like... If you bust your head open, that's not going to help anybody. Could they survive that? I guess it sort of depends on how much, like... Like how much of their vital circuitry is in the sort of head zone. You kind of feel like it would be because they're like skeuomorphic to a human, but like that's not necessarily it. Yawn. Do we do it like this? Do we do it like that? Okay, so we definitely don't do it like that. We could maybe do it like this. Yeah, we can't do it like that. Alright, now I just need to figure out how to get back to the door, which I guess is this way. Gratefully, we have a marker for it on our HUD. So I can just sort of walk over there. Well, almost. Okay. Right. Over this way, and then we can step on that anti-gravity wall, and then get over there to where we made that bridge in the first place. Just pardon me. Just trundle over here. I don't think we have access to it, but I kind of want to go and see what the puzzle was that Byron had to put together. All right, so through the great big doors into another like Borg cube park. Out into another room like we had the first time we entered the megastructure. Hey, Byron?
This
Hey, Byron?
fascinating.
Those are dangerous?
Both here, Athena and Cornelius. They had a plan. I found a file that. I can't.
Byron's trapped in the overload. He's failing to disconnect.
The whole system's going haywire.
1K, get out of there! Everyone back to the VTOL!
Ah, crud.
We have to go. Now, 1K, get moving!
All right.
Can't just leave Byron behind.
Yakut, we have no idea where he is or what's happening to him. But right now, if we stay here, we could all die.
The system's going completely bananas. Energy spikes everywhere.
We'll come back for Byron, I promise.
Well, that's unfortunate. We can't get back out that way, so over here, I guess. The Tetromino bridges have closed down. We're doing the whole, we're doing the Metroid thing. All of the orbs are sparking, the ground is shaking, the earth is quaking.
You done, you fools. Mortals are not meant to tread these halls.
Shut the fuck up, Pandora.
Do not heed my warnings. I am not trying to harm you, creatures of clay. All I wish is to protect you and the rest of your kind.
Actively stopping someone from achieving their potential is harm.
If you cannot be reasoned with, I must bar your path.
You won't follow the bullshit rules I made up to keep the world exactly the way I want it, so I need to crush you.
Move, 1K, move!
That's you. That's what you sound like.
Energy emissions are messing with the VTOL systems. Okay, I think I've got it working. Get here quickly, 1K.
Doing my best, bud. Running my damnedest. And yep, that is the door we couldn't open before. It is the way out.
Come on, get in!
Get us out of here, Yakut.
We're out. Now what?
Looks like the southern sites are active. The readings are strangely jumbled, though.
Should I set us down?
Yes, but just to drop off Melville.
What?
We're going back to New Jerusalem. This situation has gotten out of control. We need to regroup. Rushing in blindly isn't going to save Byron. But we also need someone to stay here and keep an eye on things. Melville, that's you.
All right. I'll see if I can make any sense of these systems while you're gone.
Just keep a safe distance, okay?
Will do.
Good. Well, okay. I guess it's time for you and me to take a nap.
Oh, more flashing lights.
Do not lose hope, my child. In these difficult moments, find solace in your friends and in the home that you share.
Solitude continues to not be solace.
Here we are. Got an update from Melville. The power spikes are continuing, but no news from Byron.
All right. Thank you, Yakut. You get the VTOL ready for the next trip. I'll talk to the mayor. Okay, please head over to the Museum of the Simulation and talk to Cornelius. Let's see what he has to say for himself.
I mean, I'm gonna talk to everyone. I like being here. So we are back in New Jerusalem. We've landed in the VTOL next to the mayor's office. And so now we get around of going around and talking to everyone out here and checking out the whatever has transpired here in our absence.
The world is full of suffering.
Okay.
Every living organism suffers. Animals kill other animals to eat. And it always ends with death, torn apart or wasting away. This is what surrounds us. This is what's happening outside those walls every hour of every day. It's our ethical responsibility as sentient beings to lessen suffering. That's what it means to be human, to understand that it is your duty to transform this world into something better. That's what the founder meant when she said that we can turn the world into a work of art. Despite what happened to him, Byron was right. We have to keep going.
This is blasphemy. Byron was punished for failing the Founder's trials, and you want us to dig deeper? Just because you can't accept that suffering is natural and necessary?
Please, everyone, stop using the public frequency. If you want to argue, use your interface or speak in person.
Ooh. So, probably should have considered it. There are folks out there in New Jerusalem, which looks a little hazy. It's kind of a foggy day, I guess. Who have been waiting for the founder to come back for years, and now they finally have, like, brand new words from her. And it maybe should have been expected that that would throw everyone into a fucking tizzy. Ah. Right. Well, already we have a group of people standing over by the person that was playing their guitar. Oh, I thought this was gonna be like a hey, you can't play your guitar here, man, kind of thing. But no. Everyone just surrounding Dom John and letting them groove. Our task list says go to talk to Cornelius at the museum. But we'll do that in a minute. I kind of want to check and see where everyone else is at first. Let's roll up on you. Thekla, you're one of the founder zealots.
Founder bless you, 1K.
Uh-huh.
Now is the time of our great testing.
Sure.
Deceiver Byron has been slain, and we must turn away from the path of sin or suffer the same fate.
I don't like that tone. I don't agree with Byron, but he's not a deceiver and he's not dead. This is idiocy. Have you ever considered that you might be wrong? Or why do you hate Byron so much? I mean, I do agree with Byron a lot. Have you ever considered that you might be wrong?
I don't need to. Do you see any of our ancestors walking around? No? Then the truth is obvious. Mother Nature punished them for their sins. Why would I want to side with those who wish to blacken the skies and kill the oceans?
Nobody actually wants to do those things. We believe we can avoid them. Byron believes we can grow without repeating the mistakes of the past, or I don't want to waste my time talking to idiots. I generally, like I said, was it yesterday or Friday? I try not to just engage in straight up bad faith conversations. Or where I know that nothing I'm going to say is actually going to change the person's outlook whatsoever. But for the with the premise of engaging with the ideas as they're presented by the video system game. Byron believes we can grow without repeating the mistakes of the past. I believe that also.
The tools of the sinner cannot be used to raise the sinner's palace. Never forget that, 1K.
Ugh.
Hi.
Oh, hi there. Let's have a chat with Jefferson.
Hello again, 1K. These are strange days we're living through, aren't they?
How do you mean?
It seems to me that we're slowly remembering the lessons Alexandra Drennan tried to teach us.
trying to actually live up to the legacy of our ancestors.
I hope so.
It's hard to believe things might really change, isn't it? But perhaps they will this time.
What would Alexandra Drennan think about the goal?
I think it would make her very, very sad.
Hey, I've literally just now realized that they use the word goal really specifically as a multi-language pun, because that spelling of GAOL means prison in French. That's really good, actually. That might not have been the intended look, but I think it fits in very well thematically. What would Alexandra Drennan do about the megastructure?
The same thing she'd do with any technology. Discover how it works and apply that knowledge for the common good.
What do you think she'd tell us to do if she were here today and not dead and in the ground?
She worked to the very last moment of her life to ensure that we had free will. I don't think she would tell us anything.
All right, I should go.
Have a nice day.
I'll try to. It's hard. Here's this one that's still one of the exhibits at the Alexandra Drennan Memorial is still behind the caution tape. They're still working on it, I guess. We'll come back to it. In the meantime, I'm gonna use the Neum button sort of liberally. So that we can head around the sort of museum areas, so we can try and talk to all the people we can. Here's Belmarsh again. The one who's trying quietly to reach Nirvana.
Bless you, friend.
Sure, Belmarsh. What do you think about everything the expedition has uncovered so far?
I wouldn't worry too much about any of it. The Founder is an idea, a story we collectively tell ourselves. There is no truth for you to discover, and all these amazing technologies are really just more stories for us to believe or disbelieve.
Okay, sure, but like... you can still apply stories to your day-to-day life. This is where purple was previously, but they're not here anymore. Oh, that's back the way we just came. Hello. Rats. Anybody on this little island? Doesn't look like it. Anyone in here? Doesn't look like it. Just the vibrator. Oh, there's someone over here. Hi there. How are you doing? Lapidus. Here's Dossicles. They look like they're having a worse time than when we talked to them previously about, like, what it is to be in a one-on-one relationship.
1K, you're back.
How have you been, Dossicles?
Let's not talk about me. Let's talk about that replication technology you found.
Okay.
You have to get hold of it, 1K. You have to. If you don't, I think I'm gonna die of loneliness. And I think this whole city's gonna slowly suffocate. I mean, do you really think the founder would have designed such a large city if she intended for us to stop at 1,000 inhabitants? That's not even enough to fill a village.
I promise I'll do my best, or I'm sorry it's too dangerous. I promise I'll do my best.
Thanks. I don't know how much longer I can go on feeling like this.
Dossicles is bummed because they haven't connected with anyone currently existing in the city, and us being the 1,000th new human, and presumably, according to some, therefore the end of building new humans. Dossicles is afraid of being alone forever. Fortunately, over here there is a cat. And we can pet cats. Hey, what the hell are you pointing at right now? Oh, there was a bit of a goof 'em up with the point on the overlay. Let's head off in this direction. Over nearer to the water treatment facility. We can talk to, I've forgotten their name, but the water treatment engineer. Hello. How are you doing? Ren.
1K, welcome back. Is it okay if I ask you something?
Thank you for asking. Yes, go ahead.
Lately, I've been feeling kind of insecure. Seeing the pictures of the megastructure that your team sent. I've started wondering whether the dome is kind of pointless.
Listen, I know... Listen, I'm not unfamiliar with the idea of size envy, but it's about how you use what you have. What do you mean?
The dome was meant to contain us, contain our impact. That's what the founder intended, right? But did she? If she did, why would she build the megastructure?
Maybe she never really believed that. Maybe she changed her mind. Maybe it's a test. Or it doesn't matter. You should stick to your principles. I'm going with maybe she never really believed that because, frankly, people put a lot of stuff on the founder that it doesn't... that seem like aftermarket retrofitted beliefs.
I find that hard to accept. I know that some of the first companions have made similar claims, but there's just so much detail, so much history. It can't all be fake.
Right, I should go.
Thanks for the chat. I hope you find Byron.
And I'd be really surprised if we found anyone out in the water. Oh, so I was sitting here going like, this is going to take a little bit of time to go through all the stuff in New Jerusalem. And it's kind of going to break the flow of like one series of, one set of puzzles and then the tower per stream. But there's also like not a lot of stuff in, like there's not enough people in New Jerusalem to talk to fill an entire stream on its own. But I've just remembered that the Gehenna exhibit should be open at the museum. And that's very exciting to me. So we'll be able to do that. We're going to keep wandering around a little bit before we go into the museum and talk to Cornelius and then do the other things. Because there's definitely a couple people that were out here last time that we haven't spoken to yet. Like, oh, I forget his name too. Was it Atal? Is that the voice we heard on the way in? The guy who was petitioning for, like, new, like, to have another look at alternate energy sources besides just the hydroelectric stuff. Hey there. There's the Gehenna exhibit in its own little dome. It's clearly open. I'll come back to it in a second.
Attention all citizens.
Uh-huh.
The Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition is now open to visitors. However, please note that due to an unauthorized strike, public transport will be temporarily unavailable. May the founder be with you.
So when you say unauthorized strike, what would it mean?
Nothing's the same anymore.
Uh-huh. Like, I guess my question is, what would it mean to have an authorized strike? Like a strike that doesn't bother anybody and, like... affects no, affects nothing in the public sphere, because that's sort of not what a strike is.
Founder's blessings.
Thanks. Citizen, what's your name? Dana? Thanks, Dana. That's back the way we came. Nope, there's someone over there.
Founder, bless you.
Nope, here's a couple people. Let's start with you directly in front of us. It's Atal.
Nice to meet you, 1K. My name is Atal. I've been following your expedition. As you can tell, your discoveries have had quite the impact.
So this is the person we heard on the way in, and no, it's not the person that we spoke to on the steps last time, because we've met them before, obviously. I heard your speech.
I decided to take a stand. It started with our cats. Damien and I have had a lot of them over the decades, and I've watched every last one of them grow old and die. And that got me thinking about our responsibilities towards other life forms.
Uh-huh.
What's life to most living creatures? Fear, hunger, pain, and in the end, death. Involuntary cessation of existence. That's horrifying, 1K, horrifying. And we are the only ones who can make it better.
I'll have to think about this. I'm in complete agreement. So you mean we re-engineer the whole planet, or what exactly is our ethical duty in this? Let's have you make your case.
If suffering is evil, and it is, then our responsibility is to lessen it, not only in ourselves, but everywhere. I don't think we can eliminate it, but we can lessen it, and we have to.
You're right, it's our responsibility to lessen the amount of suffering. Would you say this is our purpose, or I think suffering is natural? Suffering is natural, but again, I agree that, hey, if you can lessen someone's suffering, you should do that probably. Like, it's the reason that, hey, I'm gonna get on my soapbox for just a second, as though I ever got off my fucking soapbox. The fucking thing where someone just, like, irreducible complexities you and goes, well, that's the way it is, or life sucks, get over it. It's like, right, but it doesn't have to. We could make it better. It's gonna take effort, but we could. Just cutting it down to life sucks, suck it up, etc. That's nothing, but it's a thought-stopping cliche, and it abdicates your responsibility and, in fact, your own free will.
I'm glad. Please, when you get back to the island, make sure Byron's ideas aren't forgotten.
He's not dead.
People in New Jerusalem are starting to realize a different future is possible.
See, I told you, it was Athena who sent Prometheus.
How do you know it was Athena?
Because she's the one who built the giant pyramid.
Sure, but how do you know it wasn't Cornelius who sent Prometheus?
Because Cornelius was here?
And where did Prometheus appear?
Come on.
How do you know it wasn't Miranda? Maybe she got bored of waiting.
I don't buy it. I think Athena is testing us.
Why would she test us?
To see if we can use those new technologies, like the body replication.
If those new technologies are such a big deal, why is she putting them in puzzles?
Because play is how we learn.
Maybe she's trying to tell us the opposite. That it's all just childish stuff that doesn't really matter.
The last power failure almost caused a derailment. It all matters.
You're starting to sound like Byron. You saw how that turned out.
They'll find him.
Sure.
There's a bunch of very spirited conversations. Chansey.
Are you enjoying our gardens?
You bother me, Chansey. Yes, they're lovely. To be honest, no, not especially. I'm not sure yet. Sorry, I don't have time to chat right now. I mean, they're nice gardens.
All the great secrets are right there, you know. You can watch the tiniest of seedlings grow, flourish, and die. But it's the pattern of all things that you're really seeing.
You have a flair for the dramatic. Speak for yourself. All I see is biology and dirt. Yes, just as the entire universe is reflected in a single dewdrop, or, can you prove that? You have a flair for the dramatic, which doesn't necessarily mean you're wrong.
I suspect we see the world through quite different lenses. Sometimes I imagine myself as an old oak tree. I watch the life which grows around me. I see the ivy, the moss, the fungi, leaching my nutrients as they go. And I don't blame them. I'm delighted by how life seems so different from me can somehow be the same as me. This old oak tree drinks water from the ground. They drink their water from me. They shrivel and die in a single season. But I shrivel and die over centuries. What kind of plant would you be, I wonder?
I'd rather hear your thoughts on that. Let me tell you. Keep wondering, I'm leaving. Let me tell you. A rose bush, a cactus perhaps, an ancient tree, a fruit plant of some sort, a delicious or medicinal herb, a root vegetable, a grass or moss. I was literally thinking carrot, so let's go with root vegetable.
So you're modest and robust. You're clearly interested in our ancestors' rituals of utility.
Oh, okay, no, That's
exactly what I thought you were. You see, these patterns, they flow through all of us the same. Yet they always come out different.
Thanks for talking with me. I have to get going. Or why tend these gardens when our ancestors are long dead? I mean, you tend the gardens because they're pretty. And presumably because it gives you some joy to do that effort. I'd still like to hear you talk about it, though.
Our ancestors grew plants for their colors, their tastes, and their general utility. It is said they could identify a fruit based on the flavor of the air alone. Our senses may not be so honed, but we're no less evolved from the same natural world. Thank you for stopping by, 1K. I'm sure we'll meet again.
Here's someone else to chat with over here. Helga.
Hello, new one.
Hello.
Are you browsing or buying?
I'm browsing, I'm buying. I don't see any stock. What kind of shop is this? Or I'll come back later. I don't see any stock. What kind of shop is this?
The kind that trades in hopes and dreams. Yours for the right price. Is there something your heart desires?
God, like a really good coffee and the downfall of fascism. It's a pretty short list, but a lot of people seem to have trouble with it.
I've uploaded my most popular items to your interface. Does anything there spark your imagination?
Internal monologue, 10 credits. Sensory tuning, 10 credits. Future prediction, 20 credits. A clean start, variable price. Inner peace, 1,000 credits. Credits?
Oh, you don't have any credits yet. Well, let me extend you some credit.
No.
55 credits.
No.
Just make sure you spend them with me. They're not worth much anywhere else.
We're not doing this.
Now, what was it you wanted?
No, we're not fucking restarting capitalism from fucking square one, especially not with all this bullshit. I'm apparently not allowed to just walk away. I have an internal monologue, I just don't use it very often. The fuck you mean future prediction?
For 20 credits, I can peer into your future and tell you what I see.
Uh-huh. Fuck off. I don't care. You can hit the window all you goddamn like. You're still wrong. I'm mad. Not today, thank you.
So, something else, perhaps.
Let's look at Inner Peace for 1,000 credits.
Inner peace doesn't come cheap.
No, it sure wouldn't, would it?
Back when you've got 1,000 credits.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So, something else, perhaps.
I'm just going to be obliged to buy something, huh? Sure, let's go ahead and...
For 20 credits, I can peer into your future and tell you what I see.
Have you really actually read the future?
Let me consult the algorithms. Oh dear. I'm afraid you're going to change the world. You will have a choice, but whatever you do, New Jerusalem will never be the same again. I'm sorry it's not better news. Best not to worry about it, dear. You just do your best to have fun in the meantime. So, something else, perhaps.
Thanks, that's all.
Before you go, do you have a moment to participate in some customer feedback? Are you satisfied with what I've given you?
No, all you're selling is words. Yes, you're offering more than you let on. Maybe later, or no, never ask me again. Seriously. I don't want to do this. You're the only person here apparently engaged in capitalism.
I understand. Please come back if you need anything else.
And I don't want to do that.
Hi.
Hi there, Calliope. What about up in the rotunda here? Looks like there's some people hanging out. Oh, this is an exhibit we didn't get to last time, I think. Milton's Rest. It is pictures of cats. Oh. There's also a kitten here that we can pet. Pictures of cats with short descriptions of the cats. I presume that these are cats of the developers or, maybe Kickstarter backers? Did this go up on Kickstarter? I am not going to go through all of those pictures of cats. There's Helga at the station. I don't want to do that. Let's head up into here. And, oh, hang on. Here's purple.
Dude, you're back from the island.
Yeah.
So glad you're okay, dude. Especially after what happened to Byron.
How's the situation in New Jerusalem?
Lately, a lot of folks have been saying maybe that Byron dude is right after all. Like, maybe to really be excellent to each other, we have to build something new and bodacious. Don't know what'll happen now that he's had that bogus accident.
Have you ever met Cornelius?
Yeah, I come here all the time. He's a wise dude. I've asked him a lot of dumb questions, and he's always taken the time to answer them.
All right. Have a nice day, dude. Hey, you.
Oh, 1K. What are you doing here?
This is Neith, who was the person who woke us up and gave us our sort of initial grounding in what the world's like now. I'm looking for Cornelius.
Ah, I assume it has something to do with your expedition?
I must admit I haven't been following the news. Sorry, been a little lost lately.
You okay?
No, not really. When you asked me what I would do now that my job is redundant, I don't know, I guess I hadn't thought about it. I had just focused on getting there. And after you left, it all just rushed over me. The truth is, I don't know who I am without this. Creating new life, guiding people into existence, that's who I am. More importantly, I think that's who I want to be.
Kind of like the opposite of a psychopomp.
That's the one thing I can't be anymore. That's why I wanted to talk to Cornelius. He was there at the beginning. He knows where we came from. I thought he might help me understand where I could go next.
You can find a new calling, I'm sure of it. You shouldn't have to give up who you are. It's a sacrifice, but it's necessary for the planet. I again disagree with the whole, like, 1,000 and stop thing. I don't think you should have to give up who you are.
Thank you, 1K. I don't want to. I liked who I was. Who I still am. Now, you said you were looking for Cornelius?
Yes, he seems to have been at the megastructure with Athena.
Oh, that's... well, I suppose it shouldn't really come as a surprise. They were very close, you know. After she disappeared, he went away for a long time. On a research expedition, he said. To be honest, everyone assumed he was working out his grief over being left behind. Many of the first companions were deeply shocked by her decision, particularly Byron.
Where's he now?
That's the thing. I wanted to talk to him about my future, but he wasn't responding to my messages. So I came here to talk to him, and he seems to have vanished.
Where? Any ideas where he might have gone?
No. The truth is that for the longest time, he barely left the museum. He was always at his terminal, working day and night. I asked him what he was doing once, and he said he was saving the past.
You check his house?
I did, on my way here. And I messaged most of his other friends. He doesn't seem to be anywhere in the city at all.
Can I access his terminal?
I suppose so. It seems a little unethical, but then it is just his work terminal, right?
Okay, that's all.
Good luck with everything, 1K. And thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Let's investigate Cornelius's terminal. Notes. Notes. Lab location inaccessible. Deliberate? Unclear. User profile? Yes. Gold puzzles as barrier? Yes. Hidden as self-protection? Likely. External help for upload? Yes. Ask Herman? No. Trust 1K? Undecided. Applicable to Calvin? No. Applicable to Sarabahi? With Noema? Yes. And there's also a downloadable thing called REC Final 2. We've apparently sent it off to Yakut.
Cornelius was working on? Strange. It looks a bit like the blueprints for the Somnodrome, but no, it's not quite that. Is he trying to isolate something in the buffer? Maybe Melville can make sense of it, but I think this might be a dead end.
I need to finish up with the mayor. You can head back to the VTOL whenever you're ready. I'll meet you there. No rush, though.
It's a little earlier than I would ordinarily take the break, but I'm going to take the break. Because we've done the critical thing, and when we come back, we're just going to do a whole bunch of, like, text adventures, like miniature text adventures. To sort of finish exploring the museum before heading back out to the megastructure. Nope, stop that. Before I do that, I want to take the opportunity to remind you that Black Lives Matter, that Indigenous lives and lands matter, the lives of people of color matter, that Sudanese, Congolese, Iranian, Ukrainian, Palestinian lives matter. There are many ways to be in solidarity with your fellow travelers upon this earth, and we like to push for direct mutual aid, as it helps people who are suffering right now suffer less. And people with a firm foundation under them don't need as big a lever to move the world. So, on the break, I'm going to go to my social media, to the mutual aid hashtag, and I'm going to boost what needs I can there. I recommend that you take the opportunity to check out mutual aid initiatives in places you operate, both online and in meat space, because the only way we get out of this is through. The only way we get through this together. In the meantime, maybe do a stretch, drink some water, have a snack, do whatever self-care is useful to you, and I'll do the same. And I'll be back in just a little bit. Hi, I'm back. Before we move on and go back to the megastructure, I'm gonna finish looking around at all of the museum pieces. I'm just gonna check whether or not all of these computers are the same scenario, but I think they are. Oh, they're not. Okay, well, let's start on the left then. Welcome, Scholar. Files available for comparative analysis. Happiness1.html, happiness2.html. Let's look at happiness1.html before we get into the sequel. Unpopular opinion. Happiness is not material. Ultimately, all attempts to find meaning in material things are doomed. This is usually understood as a criticism of technophilia, but it applies just as much to its opposite. Meaning can be found neither in technology nor in primitivism, because meaning simply does not exist in the external world. You can be happy in an old stone house or a skyscraper, but it all depends on you and your perception of the world. If you find spiritual balance within yourself, you can be happy anywhere. Most upvoted comment, Typhuli1789. Go take a shit in the forest without toilet paper and then tell me about happiness. A good point, a good rebuttal. Let's have a look at happiness2.html. Unpopular opinion. Happiness is material. People say, oh, money doesn't matter, but come on, you know it does. Studies show that people do in fact get happier with more material wealth, and there isn't an upper cap, because the more money you have, the fewer worries you have, and the more options you have, Go where you want, do what you want. Have an idea? You can realize it without begging for crowdfunding money or filling out grant applications. That's real freedom. Money doesn't matter is something rich people came up with to keep the plebs in their place. Most upvoted comment, Cheeseman22. Then why are so many celebs so freaking miserable? Why do so many rich people all go all Howard Hughes and shit? Another great question, another fantastic rebuttal. It's almost like the extremist point of view on either side is never, like, the whole of the truth. I tend to look at this particular question and come to the Forrest Gump answer. Like, there's only so much money a person needs, and then the rest is for showing off. And then, like, there's the next logical steps of, well, why don't we just, like, give everyone the things they need, especially since, you know, we can, because the way, like, we make enough money to actually feed everybody. It's just a distribution problem. Well, not a problem. It's about money. It's about food being, like, absolutely thrown away in favor of, like, not making enough money off of it. And that leads me to the next step of why have money in the fucking first place. Welcome, Scholar. Files available for comparative analysis. InfiniteGrowth.txt and WhatGrowth.txt. Well, InfiniteGrowth.txt. Our society is sick, and the idea that's made it sick is growth. Infinite growth, infinite consumption on a finite planet is a recipe for destruction. Our desire for more and more and more is what's making us kill the only home we have. And to do what? produce more plastic toys, make more hamburgers, pour concrete over every last bit of green soil. Those who propose techno fixes to our problems are making the mistake of fighting the symptoms and not the cause. Anthropogenetic climate change is one of many symptoms. The cause is human greed. That's what we must truly fight if we're ever going to undo the damage we did. And the battle starts within every one of us, with the realization that more isn't always better. And then presumably a counter to that, whatgrowth.txt. This infinite growth on a finite planet thing is driving me up the wall. Our problem today isn't infinite growth, it's the increasing lack of real, material growth that benefits people. Have you seen the state of our roads, our bridges, our hospitals? Have you noticed the lack of affordable housing? The stock market's going great, though. Fake numbers are indeed growing infinitely, yes sir. But in the real world, investment in research is down. Huge areas of potential technological advancement are just sitting there. We have so many solutions at our fingertips, but we refuse to act because speculation is more profitable. Orangutans went extinct on a global level in fiction. Obviously, orangutans are still here in real life. Presumably, the last I checked. Admittedly, I haven't looked that up recently. I feel like it's something that would have crossed my desk. Orangutans went extinct on a global level, and nobody fully understands why, but hey, who needs better medical technology? Viruses have never jumped species before, have they? And this one, as opposed to two competing text files, is a little text adventure. An ancient virus which threatens the entire human species has been released from the melting Arctic permafrost. Society is collapsing. Select your character class. We're going to do all 4 of these, I think. But let's start with politician. The last I checked, there were orangutans. It's been a lot of years since I've thought about them now, so I have no idea. I'm sure the answer is yes, but just to sort of sate my own curiosity, let's just fucking look it up. DuckDuckGo orangutan. I remember Wink Martindale talking once on a thing about how he'd never heard the word orangutan pronounced out loud. And so he pronounced it orangutan. Oh, thank you. I can't get to that right now. Wikipedia endangerment of orangutans. It'll load eventually. All 3 species of orangutan are critically endangered. That makes me very upset. Human activities have caused severe declines in populations and ranges. Threat to wild orangutan populations include poaching for bushmeat and in retaliation for consuming crops, habitat destruction, and deforestation. To presumably the surprise of nobody. That fucking sucks. I like orangutans. Yeah, the main reasons listed are deforestation, poaching, and illegal pet trading. This sentence pisses me off. Behind the illegal drug trade, the trade of wildlife is the second most profitable illegal trade in the world, with a combined annual value of $10 billion. What the fuck? So rich people have money to get exotic pets and not build schools. Cool, great. It's system working as intended, I presume. Alright, let's close that. Yes, thank you. I know I can click the things. I was busy looking at orangutans. Let's start with politician. You are a politician. The intergovernmental organization you worked for has collapsed. Although you are not yet sick, most businesses are closed, rations are dwindling, and if you cannot find food, your family will starve to death. You must survive until this plague is defeated. What will you do? Forage or steal? Forage? You find some nettles and overripe berries down by the canal. It will make a meager salad. Your family's hunger increased a little. Foraging was reliable, but inefficient. Your family is now hungry. Global population is now 5 billion. Somewhere else in the city exists one of the last remaining research laboratories, working desperately to find a solution to the viral threat. If the scientists cannot find a cure in time, humanity is doomed. You know what to do. Research or pursue a breakthrough. Research? It's not glamorous, but most scientific research consists of repetitive testing of samples and regimented recording of largely interchangeable results. Little by little, this is how science happens. The research level increased a little. Research is reliable, but inefficient. The current research level is 33. The virus has been isolated. The global population is now 4 billion. You and your family seem to be immune to the virus, but it continues to ravage the rest of the town. Rumors say most of the remaining food has been stockpiled by billionaires in their underground bunkers. What will you do? Steal. You are caught stealing and are lucky to escape with your life. Your family's hunger increased a lot. Stealing is high risk, high reward. Your family has starved to death. Everyone you ever loved has died, but then they always do, eventually. This is considered a fail scenario by most participants. Would you like to try again? Let's try scientist. You are a scientist. The laboratory you worked for has collapsed. Although you are not yet sick, most businesses are closed, most rations. Okay, that's the same stuff. Forage or steal? Forage. A meager salad. Your family is now hungry. Research or pursue a breakthrough? That's just research. The virus has been isolated. Global population is now 4 billion. Forage? Since stealing did not go well. The crops in the fields aren't ripe yet, but you find a hard green turnip which will keep your bellies occupied for now. Your family is now starving. They won't survive much longer. The global population is now 3 billion. Meanwhile, the scientists continue their search for the cure. You can do it. You can save the world with the power of science. Research? It's not glamorous, but most scientific research, current research level 67. Work has begun on developing an antivirus. Global population is now 2 billion. As if things weren't bad enough, as the human population dwindles, the insect population has exploded. A plague of locusts has decimated the town's unripened crops. But perhaps your family still has a chance. The insects themselves are nutritious and plentiful. Eat locusts, I guess. The insects are well-fed and lazy. You grind them down into a nutritious paste with a mildly nutty flavor. Your family is now hungry. Global population now 1 billion. This is humanity's final chance. The cure is close, but so is the tipping point in this pandemic. A race against time. Can you save the world? Pursue a breakthrough. Suddenly, the scientists recognize a pattern. The virus is an expression of nature, just like water or cows. And like water and cows, the solution isn't to fight it because it can't be defeated. The solution is to find a way to live with it and harness its power. The research level increased a lot. Current research level 99. A promising antiviral has been discovered, but there's still work to be done on manufacturing and delivering it in time. Suddenly, a breakthrough. The antivirus can be released as an aerosol, carried on the wind and dispersed worldwide in a matter of days. This approach poses some risk to invertebrate life. The spiracles of cockroaches, flies, and locusts are particularly likely to convert the aerosol into highly poisonous compounds. Estimates suggest a 90% fatality rate among these species, and anyone or anything which consumes them. Well, we ate locusts, so presumably we will die if we release that antivirus. We're given the option of release the antivirus, save your family, or use character class special ability. Because we're scientists, presumably there is a third option. As a scientist, you're convinced there's some way to deliver the antivirus without poisoning the food chain, and your family along with it. And as it turns out, you're correct. Unfortunately, it would take a further 6 months to develop, and by then there really wouldn't be much point. You don't want to lose your family, but as a scientist, there is only one reasonable course of action. Release the antivirus. Saving humanity seems like the obvious ethical choice. The antivirus is released, bonding with the cirrocumulus cloud layer and falling as rain across all the planet. 87.5% of the human population has perished, but the last remaining billion will live to die another day. Except that is for you and your family, who will die this very moment. The poisoning of the insect population you were relying on for food will have far-reaching consequences for the future planet Earth. But not for you, because you're all dead. Congratulations! This is considered a win scenario by the majority of participants. I have a feeling the humans didn't find a cure to the plague. They did not. In the fiction of Talos Principle, this was the simulation, which is what Talos Principle 1 was, which tried to recreate humanity from whole cloth through the use of AI constructs, was their best shot at leaving anything behind, because biologically they were completely fucked. If there are Mark 1 humans still out there in the world, they're not around. At least we don't know about them. Let's try the witch. You are a witch. Your local coven has disbanded. Although you're not yet sick, most ration and forage. You search some dumpsters and find some old fruit and vegetable peelings. Soup for dinner. Your family is now hungry. The global population is 5 billion. Somewhere else in the city exists one of the last remaining research laboratories. Let's research. It is not glamorous. This is how science happens. 33%. We will continue to forage. The crops in the fields aren't ripe yet, but you find a hard green turnip. Your family is now starving. They won't survive much longer. Continue to research. Eat locusts. This is probably not random. Was pursue a breakthrough the same way we did, and it's giving us that same text. Let's see what the character class special ability for the witch is. As a witch, you're able to remake reality with the power of your mind alone. If you believe that the locusts remain safe to eat and that humanity will be saved from this virus, then that is what will happen, so far as you are concerned, regardless of the protestations of your eyes and ears. The text on this screen can say whatever it likes about the impossibility of saving everyone. Your reality is yours to weave as you see fit. Save everyone, no matter how unlikely. Two competing realities spread out before you. In one, the antivirus released, bonding with all the cirrocumulus cloud layer and falling as rain across the planet. 87.5% of the human population has perished, but the last remaining billion will live to die another day. In the other, the scientists agree that the risk is too great to release the antivirus, much to the surprise of almost everyone, everywhere. You view these possibilities through a haze of dispassion, and make the simple decision to merge them and have both. And why shouldn't you? You're a witch. Congratulations, this is considered a win scenario by the majority of participants. Would you like to try again? Sure, we got one more. You are a preacher. Your congregation is left and your church is abandoned. We're just going to go through the forage, research, eat locusts, breakthrough. Until we get to that final thing. Eat locust. Pursue a breakthrough. The pros poses some risk to invertebrate life. Use character class special ability. As a preacher, you always had faith that a solution to this disease would be delivered by God, and your faith has been vindicated. Unfortunately, you also promised your family that God would save you from starvation. Even God can't do both. There's still a choice to be made, but now the moral stakes are much higher, because you remembered that you're a preacher. Release the antivirus? Saving humanity, this is the same text. I'm just looking around to see if there's anything. really cool back here or anyone to speak to. Oh. Well, I mean, it would be rude not to. Back in the... Hang on, I'm sure there's a sign outside. Ah, here we go. A reconstruction of the puzzle from the Roman-themed testing area of the simulation, which Elohim referred to as the Land of Ruins. This is where the founder began her journey. I mean, like... Might as well? There's the Tetromino over there. It's behind a couple of barriers. In order to care about that, we need to get this barrier open, which is blue locked. We got a couple connectors. And an emitter, like, over here around a corner, but we can take the two connectors we have and fix that. No. Okay. And then there's this connector in here, which will hook up to that red emitter and send that out to both of those red receivers. Just over just a little bit. Oh, hang on. There we go. Doing that opens up this extra barrier, which means we can darn. So on the other side of that red barrier, there's a button that we need to press, which means we need to reclaim one of these connectors. Is there a place I can set the... Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to keep those connections. Just... There we go. Now we can pull this connector out. Put it down here on this button. I like that they put the Tetromino on a little stand and had it rotate. Plays the victory sound. Probably two more of these in here, right? Oh, yeah. Reconstruction of the puzzle from the Egypt-themed testing area of the simulation, which Elohim referred to as the Land of Death. Fragments from the Book of the Scribe of Osiris found in this area inspired the Blacksmith's Dream of Aru, a classic work of Gehenna interactive fiction. Making this a simulation of a simulation, which... There's gotta be words for that. Oh, I remember this one. I'm gonna put that box down right there. I'm gonna take this connector and go blue to blue so we can open up... Stop that. So we can open up this barrier over here. Which lets us pull out this second connector, and then we connect the second connector to literally everything we can. And we put that on top of this box. It droops up in the air. And opens up everything except this last barrier, but that's okay because we can take this connector back. Use it to connect to the connector in the air and send it off to that one. And then... Still very cute. So this is definitely a puzzle that was actually in the first game. I don't remember that first one. Although it's possible I'm just misremembering. Reconstruction of the puzzle from the testing area of the simulation themed around a medieval imagery, which Elohim referred to as the Land of Faith. Scholars theorize that further areas with different themes existed at some point, but were destroyed by the gradual corruption of the simulation. All right. So there's our Tetromino on its adorably spinning little wheel. It's locked behind a blue lock. Oh, I definitely remember this one too. This is the one I like went a little I went a little spare trying to do because I deeply misunderstood how it was supposed to operate. So we have that one connector in there, and that's opening the barrier that lets us back into this hallway that leads out to the area where the blue emitter is. And now we need to get the blue emitter all the way across this courtyard over to there. Shouldn't there be a third connector somewhere? Oh no, I'm about to do it again, aren't I? I'm about to not remember how this goes and then spend an hour fucking around with it. How do we... Oh, there's another connector. It's right over there. Hang on. Here we go. That'll fix it, presumably. We can do this. We can talk to Orange Juice. I just need to keep that connection open and put the blue laser there, as close to that as I can. Take this, break the connections, and then just connect those two like that. Alright, well, not quite like that, because needs to be able to hit the thing. But yeah, like that. Because that other door doesn't need to be open, because we can see the blue connector through there, and we can ship it off to the receiver. A. The lo-fi little sound box version of that brings me joy. All right, now let's go check out the Gehenna exhibit, because while I don't remember the solutions to the game that is in there, I absolutely remember it being there, and I'm very excited.
Founder's blessings.
Thank you. Zimiamvia. I'm going to try that again. Zimiamvia. No, I think I got it right. I apologize if I didn't.
Welcome to the Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's you! 1K.
Sure is.
Tell me, you were there when everything went sideways. Do you think Byron will be all right?
I don't know. His mind was stuck in a data stream overload. If we find him, he'll be fine, which I believe to be correct.
Oh, Byron, always getting into trouble. He's been like that for 1,000 years, you know. But losing him would be terrible. But anyway, you've come to take a well-deserved break from your expedition. So let's talk about something else.
So what's Gehenna? This is going to give us some background on stuff that I didn't do for the Talos Principle 1 stream. Because again, the DLC for Talos Principle 1 just isn't available on the Epic Store, I don't think. I tried to look for it.
Gehenna was a place in the simulation. A prison where Elohim exiled the minds that didn't fit his plans. In time, the prison became a community with a culture of its own.
So what happened to the people of Gehenna?
In the very last moments of the simulation, Elohim realized what he'd done and sent his messenger Uriel to free the prisoners. They were uploaded to the gold disc, and their legacy is part of all of us.
So why text adventures?
Text adventures were one of the few art forms available to the people of Gehenna. By continuing to work in that medium, we keep their memory alive.
How do you see the role of the artist in society?
I don't think the role of the artist should be reduced to any single social function. The artist isn't an educator or a moralist. Art isn't about teaching us lessons or imparting values. Nor do I think it's simply self-expression. The best art reaches out beyond the self, into something ineffable. The creative impulse can't really be quantified or predicted. That's why artistic freedom is so profoundly essential. Without the freedom to shock, to offend, to transgress, art becomes stagnant.
I mean, I feel like there's a point at which you're just being an asshole, but sure. Where could Cornelius have gone?
If it's true that he knew where Athena was, then he's gone back to the island. There's no way he'd ever leave her. He must have some kind of plan. But I don't know more than that. He's been very private these last few centuries.
Alright. Thanks. That's all. I'm gonna have a look around the museum. There's 3 of them. We're gonna end on the one I think is the most fun. Ghost of Atlantis by Corazon815. A lyrical, atmospheric quasi-sequel to Atlantis, a classic work created by Lilith. The original game told the story of the inundation of the mythical island, no doubt reflecting the impending fate of the citizens of Gehenna. Ghosts of Atlantis, written and designed by Corazon, dedicated to the people of Gehenna. Start. Gently, your ship touches down on the land that once was the Isle of Atlantis, which in the days before the waters receded lay deep under the Sea of Atlas. You have come to find the last legacy of your ancestors. The red sun burns bright in the sky, scorching the dying earth. Begin your pilgrimage. I like hearing what all the different robots have to say. Yeah, me too. In the same way, it's a... kind of progression of the way that Talos Principle 1 presented itself, where it had Elohim being like, no, faith and predestination, and Milton being like, nah, nihilism and free will, and needing to find like a balance between those. But here in New Jerusalem, we have a whole bunch of different perspectives that sort of view those extremes through different lenses to create something a lot more grounded and down to earth, and not so much of just the extremist points of view. It models a lot of interesting ideas and just sort of leaves them in front of you. Like, I'm predictably reacting the way I react to shit because I'm the person I am and have had the experiences I've had. But I can see a person who's quite different from me coming into this and, I don't know, maybe getting really behind, like, the Founder Zealots. Alright. So, Journey to the Broken Tower, Journey to the Lost Shore, Journey to the Temple of the Owl, the Temple of Serpents, or the Ancient Farmlands. Let's start at the top and work our way down. Journey to the Broken Tower. On the northern shores of the island, where the frozen ocean once stretched to the horizon, stand the remains of a tower. Here lived a great magician, who advised the king of Atlantis in matters of the sublime. Approach the tower. There was very little left of the once impressive structure. To anyone else, it would be a pile of rubble covered in black, dried-out moss. But you can see a glimpse of its past, the craft that went into its making. By the tower stands the ghost of the magician, awaiting you. Speak to the magician. A great marvel was revealed to me in this tower, the magician says, a glimpse of the sublime. And although I am dead and my soul has spent an aeon under the sea, that vision is not lost to me. Even now I could summon it and reveal it fully. He pauses. If I do, I will finally witness the sublime in all its glory, he says. But I believe that in this moment, my soul will be annihilated. Is that a fate I should embrace or reject? Annihilation of the self is liberty, annihilation of the self is sin. It's amazing how words can mean different things. Of the two, I prefer liberty. You speak wisely, the magician said. I have lingered here too long. He turns away from you, towards a world beyond your sight. A bright light suffuses him, and you cannot tell whether the magician is laughing or screaming. Then he is gone. Continue your pilgrimage. Journey to the Lost Shore. Your journey takes you to a wasteland that was once a beach where children from the Atlantan capital of Luna came to play. Here stands the ghost of the poet, contemplating the dying sun that fills the sky. Speak to the poet. I never completed my great work, he says. There were too many priests and censors who interfered, who did not allow me to create what I intended because they feared the free and true expression of poetic genius. And then came the earthquakes and the waves, and long ages under the sea. And now this time of burning death. Yet still, I long for its completion, and my soul imagines what could have been. You must accept that your work cannot be finished, you are dead. You must refuse to accept your death and find a way of completing the great work. Like, clearly you still exist in a way and can speak. I think as a poet, those are the major qualifications of being able to do your job. All art is irrational, the poet says. It is not the opposite of reason, but beyond reason, and so is the defiance of death, even by the dead themselves. We are gone. We do not exist. And yet we refuse to surrender. Perhaps that is what is called faith. Ask the poet to join you. Thank you. I've remained too long in this place, the poet says. Continue your pilgrimage. Journey to the Temple of the Owl. The sun grows bigger and brighter. Time is running short. Your next stop is to the Temple of the Owl, the greatest scientific institution of old Atlantis. Here, the ancients tried to understand the secret laws of the cosmos, although their studies did not advance far enough to prevent their fate. The ghost of the scientists awaits you in the ruins. I have not rested in death, the scientist tells you. In fact, death has provided ample opportunity for study. I have learned much about the machinery of creation. He hesitates. I would like to join you, but I fear that the truth I have discovered will offend and outrage many. Tell him not to reveal the truth. Tell him that the time of such outrage has passed. Tell him that the truth matters more than anything. Tell him that outrage should not prevent compassion. Tell him to stay behind. Tell him that outrage should not prevent compassion. Brave words, though few can endure their consequences. Still, even merely speaking them is bold, so I will join you and hope that you will stand by them. Continue your pilgrimage. Journey to the Temple of Serpents. You make your way to the Temple of Serpents, which once was the greatest hospital in all of Atlantis. The sick and the injured came here from all around the island, hoping that salvation could be found in its halls. All that is left of the temple is a labyrinth of low walls, and the ghost of the physician waiting for you. It is faint, barely visible. Speak to the physician. I worked here day and night for many years, and I saved countless lives, the physician says. And yet, all of the lives that I saved, only one survived the death of the island, a young messenger who escaped on one of the ships thanks to another's sacrifice. And I have wondered many times since, was my work in vain? The burden of this question is eroding my soul. No, because death comes to us all in the end. No, because that messenger is my ancestor. No, because he who saves one life saves all lives. No, because all lives are worth saving, no matter the future. All things are in vain unless we choose to believe differently. God, a lot of that hits. I'm popping between death comes to us all in the end, so, like... Or... who saves one life saves all lives. No, death comes to us all in the end. That is not enough for me, the physician says. The certainty of death does not erase the weight of these tragedies, and I can no longer bear it. Having spoken, he vanishes into oblivion. Continue your pilgrimage. Journey to the ancient farmlands. Excuse me. This soil used to be rich, life-giving. Generations of humans relied on it to survive. Then the waves came, and after the waves, the dying sun. Now that all life is gone, something has been revealed underneath the soil, a city of unimaginable antiquity. The ghost of the farmer waits in its ruins. The city is older than the capital, the ghost tells you. It is older than Atlantis itself, when our most distant ancestors huddled in terror before thunder and lightning. This city was already old. And yet, the city is not foreign to us. We too are its citizens. He looks directly at you, and there is a light in his eyes that is not of this world. Are you willing to swear fealty to this city, across the boundaries of time and space? Yeah, why not? Good. But remember that even in the lofty world of the stars, where you have come from, that loyalty will be tested. Ask the farmer to join you. The strange light fades from the ghost's form. The farmer smiles. Of course, I'd love to join you. I've always loved adventures, you know. Never got to go very far from home. Continue your pilgrimage. Journey to the palace. The palace once stood in the very heart of Luna, the capital of Atlantis. Here, the greatest artists and craftsmen of that long-forgotten era built marvels and luxuries that would astound even a traveler from the distant future. But these things, like everything else, are gone now. Only a single remnant of the Atlantean world remains, though perhaps it is the most precious, a great mosaic telling the history of Atlantis. Before it waits the ghost of the king. I tried to be a good man, the king says, to be kind, to balance justice with mercy, to honor the gods, to support the peasant and the scholar alike. And yet I failed. Why? You failed because you were immoral and Mother Earth punished you. You did not fail, we are here. All kings must fail, but it is not your fault that you were born a king. You failed because you put yourself above others and hoarded luxury. I don't hate this. A cab, but we're switching out the C for the K. Still pronounce it the same. Yeah, man. The king considers your words. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps instead of building palaces, we had spent our wealth more wisely. We would have had the wisdom and the fortitude to overcome the rising seas. But when I was born, this place already stood. Then the fault lies with kingship itself, not with the king. The king is comforted by your words. I hope you are right, he says. I know that I am not without blame, even if I was born into an unjust world. But in the end, I chose to save others before myself. Ask the king to join you. The king lays his ghostly crown aside. I will join you, but only as a man. Examine the mosaic. The mosaic is a work of superb beauty, a great work of history and humanity. In it, you see reflected all the hardship, tragedy, hope, triumph, and heartbreak of your ancestors. This is what you came to find. Retrieve the mosaic. You cannot retrieve the mosaic alone. The forces of time are too powerful, and the strength of a single person is not enough. Ask the ghost for help. Even with the help of the ghost, you cannot entirely pry the mosaic loose from the morass of history, but you succeed at removing a large part depicting the golden age of the island. It will have to do. Return to your ship. A strange, bittersweet feeling fills your heart as you return to your ship. You did not fail, yet so much was lost. Could you have done better? Should you have? As the sun engulfs the earth, you wonder what will be remembered of your own time. we could restart, presumably if we went to, like... Presumably if we found some way to get all of those ghosts to join us, we could take the whole thing with us. But I kind of want to live with those decisions. Let's move on to Argument Simulator by Guta972, a short, punchy work of games as commentary. Do you agree with the conclusion it suggests? Welcome to Argument Simulator. Credits. Written and designed by Guta972. Start. Choose your character, Goldboom, Socrates, or Library Assistant. Library Assistant. Choose your argument. It's true, it's false, or it's not true. My argument is that it is true. I disagree. This is obviously incorrect. No, it isn't. I can contradict you. Your contradiction is self-defeating. I question your epistemology. Your question begs your assertion. The foundations of your thinking are incorrect. I disagree. You're wrong. No, you are. There's a whole bunch of these. I question your epistemology, your axiomatic principles, your ethics, your metaphysics, or let's find out what we agree on. I get the feeling that selecting any of these 4 things that continue the argument just lead back around in a loop to here. Let's find out what we agree on. Okay, it feels like a good idea for us to understand one another better. Game over. Thank you for playing Argument Simulator. Would you like to play again? No, I'm fine. Let's jump into this last one. Jefferson Goldboom and the Spectre of Modernity by Rat. Another story in the much celebrated Jefferson Goldboom shared universe, originated in Gehenna. It maintains the characteristic writing style of the series, but focuses on a new set of themes. You, Jefferson Goldboom, deftly step out of your charging pod and walk into the main lobby of the Goldboom Institute. It is a humble abode, filled with a small 4-seater sofa, a table, a coffee bar, and an arboretum. Ginny H.D., your fiancée and leading member of the Caserati Weister-Strauss Jazz Ensemble, greets you from the sofa, while Frankie Soy Sauce waves from the coffee bar, and the velociraptor John Malcolm drives out of the arboretum on his motorcycle, wearing his green armored t-shirt. Speak to Ginny H.D. Oh, Jefferson, cries Ginny H.D. Good morning. Good morning, Ginny H.D., you reply. Did you sleep well, my darling? Oh, Jefferson, I slept most dreadfully. Why is that? Is your charging pod too hard? No, Jefferson, that's not it at all, Ginny H.D. mourns. My charging pod is very comfortable. I don't know why I slept so poorly, but I woke up on this small 4-seater sofa, which is strange because I went to sleep in my room. You think about this carefully while stroking your guitar. Ginny H.D. has no problem recharging most nights. You are about to reply when a klaxon resounds throughout the Goldboom Institute. Ask John Malcolm what's happening. Ginny H.D., Frankie Soy Sauce, what's happening? Or just shut the klaxon off. Let's just shut it off. You walk over to the computer terminal to attempt to shut down the klaxon, but the machine refuses to accept your command without the correct password. John Malcolm revs up his motorcycle, a sure sign that he is deeply worried. Jefferson, you have to do something about this noise. Shoot the klaxon, play your guitar, or guess the password. Let us play our guitar at the klaxon. You unsling your guitar from your back and check the strings to make sure they are in proper order. Then, you take a heroic stance with your chest puffed out, your legs splayed wide, and your guitar held heroically aloft. You play a chord, a perfect chord. followed by another equally perfect chord, and another and another. As always, all the chords that you play are perfect. This is your greatest burden. Mollified, the klaxon shuts itself off. Talk to your team. You turn from the now silenced central computer console to look at your team, who are all gazing back at you with varying levels of wonderment in their eyes. Ask why the klaxon was blaring. John Malcolm dismounts his motorcycle with an air of certainty and queries the central computer console with sure taps of his reptilian claws upon the keyboard. It seems, John Malcolm says, that the sensors have detected a threat of galactic magnitude. Oh no, cries Ginny HD, while Frankie Soy Sauce drops his cup of joe in fear. Ask what the threat is. A shudder goes through John Malcolm's magnificent plumage. Something far more dangerous than anything we've encountered so far, Jefferson, he proclaims. Oh, John Malcolm, what is it? Exclaims Ginny HD. What could it possibly be? We've already defeated the dastardly Dr. Elian. What could be more dangerous than him? This time, my friends, John Malcolm says, after a pause of precisely 2.5 seconds, we will be up against the specter of modernity. Ask what the specter is. What is the specter of modernity, you ask, while tuning your guitar for the coming battle? I'm glad that you asked, answers John Malcolm. As you all well know, for I have told this tale many times, my people have feared for many millennia that this day would come. John Malcolm smooths the feathers along his long neck with his claws. Tell him to continue. Please. The Spectre, as you also know, will bring an end to the old and ring in a new era of unparalleled technological advancement until there is no space left in the world for such cherished human and dinosaurian qualities like love, creativity, the ability to taste umami, loyalty, and friendship. The circle of renewal will end, and we will only move forward at an ever-accelerating pace until we reach the limits of existence itself. Ask when the Spectre will arrive. The Spectre of modernity travels at the speed of time itself, says John Malcolm gravely. It has already arrived, Jefferson. We just haven't encountered it yet. Frankie Soy Sauce turns from the coffee maker, a fresh cup of battery acid clutched carefully into his human fingers. We must do something, Jefferson. I do not care for umami, but if the Spectre takes away my ability to taste coffee, I do not know whatever I will do. Reassure him. All tastes are precious to us, Frankie, you say. Sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and yes, also umami. We shan't surrender any of them, for they are what renders us human. Take action! Exclamation point. Friends, humans, dinosaurians, countrymen. Possessed by a sudden urge to act, you jump up on the coffee maker, much to Frankie Soy Sauce's dismay. We cannot let this threat to our very way of life go unanswered. No, we must stand against this specter, and not yield until we are victorious. Will you stand with me? Wait for their responses. Yes, my darling, anything for human world, cries Ginny HD. Friend, you know that I will stand by you until the bitter end, adds John Malcolm solemnly. For coffee, shouts Frankie Soy Sauce, and for love. But, asks Ginny HD after the shouting and swearing of fealty is done, how will we prevail? The specter of modernity is too powerful for you to fight it on your own. Of course, she is right, as she usually is. Take Ginny HD with you, Frankie Soy Sauce with you, John Malcolm with you, or go alone. Take Ginny HD with you. Oh, Jefferson, Ginny HD explains, I will be the best companion you could wish for. But tell me, Jefferson, the specter of modernity travels along the continued sequence of existence and events that occur in an apparently irreversible succession from the past, through the present, into the future, and is by definition already everywhere. Where can we possibly go to find a way to defeat it? We could go to the jungle, the islands, the ocean, or just go and confront the thing. Let's go to the jungle. As is the way of heroes, you and Ginny HD walk tirelessly for many days and many nights until you arrive in the heart of the great jungle. Oh, Jefferson, Ginny HD says, my feet are weary, but at least they are not cold. I am glad, Ginny HD. I am glad, you reply seriously, for you know how easily the feet of human females turn frigid. But Jefferson, what shall we do now? You motion for her to proceed deeper into the jungle, and together you walk through the dense foliage, feeling a myriad of eyes upon you, until you arrive at a clearing in the center of which stands a great mechanical clock tower. You know that nothing good can come from such a terrible machine. Approach the tower. With little other choice left by the treacherous terrain, you approach the tower. The clock's hands reach for you, greedily. Oh no. Since you are both just humans, made of soft flesh and brittle bones, the sinister hands snatch you up easily. Jefferson, cries Ginny HD, what do we do now? Fear not, you exclaim. If you can reach my guitar, all will be well. Ginny HD boldly twists herself into an unusual shape to make a grab for your guitar. Her dainty fingers strum a chord, and the clock, fearing the worst, lets you go. You scramble off into the jungle, relatively unscathed. The only wisdom you have gathered is that the specter of modernity has many lieutenants all over human world, and that they are out for blood. Go to the island. Oh no, says Demon Dog. I assure you, it will be fine. Eventually. Ginny HD, being a human female, has inbuilt flotation devices attached to the center of her chest. As such, she has no problem scaling the waves, and you cling to her back as she slips elegantly through the choppy waters. Jefferson, look, cries Ginny HD as you climb upon the sandy beach. A dreadful mechanical clock. It has corrupted this beautiful island, and all that lives and thrives upon it. She is right, for in the center of the island, on top of a volcano, a baleful mechanical clock peers down at you. When it spies you, the clock starts shivering and shaking, triggering an eruption, and you are faced with no choice but to flee from this beautiful but corrupted island, lest you be swallowed alive by hot liquid magma. You flee, knowing this was not the true specter of modernity, but merely one of its lieutenants. Go to the icy mountains. After a long day of travel, you arrive at the icy mountains. The great mountains are barren of plants and animal life, yet they are beautiful in their own way, jagged and cragged and rugged, peaked with snow and gouged to the bedrock by merry little streams. But there seems to be nothing that could be useful in defeating the specter of modernity. Well, says your companion, what now? Forge on. I think we should continue, you say humbly. Don't you agree? I do, Jenny HD says seriously. We can't give up. Dear God, Jefferson, if we fail, the consequences. You are about to respond, but before you can open your mouth, the ground before you gapes open, and a horrendous yet oddly beautiful figure with glowing red eyes and mighty antlers emerges from the depths. Who dares summon the dear God? It howls, in a voice echoing as if deep in a cavern. Run away or attempt to explain the misunderstanding. Let us attempt to explain. As the dust settles, you see before you a mighty white stag with glowing red eyes and glowing antlers. I was going to say, dear God, you would have been right. Dear God, Montresor. That's not the line, is it? As the dust settles, you see before you a mighty white stag with glowing red eyes and golden antlers. You tremble bodily and quake in your boots as the apparition gazes upon you. Who hath summoned me? The deer booms. What foolish mortal dares to disturb my slumber? O great antlered one, you say earnestly, your awakening is not the result of intent, but of homophony. Homophony? Homophony. The antlered creature cocks its head and its eyes flash menacingly, but it does not otherwise react. Ask for the dear God's help. We are on a quest to destroy the specter of modernity, and we would ask you for your help in our noble cause. And why would I help you, foolish mortal? To protect our way of life, to preserve friendship, because modernity destroys beauty, because modernity has no space for love, to preserve the ideals of loyalty, or talk about umami. Because, you say, clutching your guitar sincerely to your chest, because of umami? The great antlered one blinks. Come again? Umami, it's one of the 5 basic tastes. The beast laughs, and it sounds like the mountains are trembling. The very ground rumbles beneath your feet. How foolish of you, Jefferson Goldboom, to think that a herbivore deity could care about the savory taste. Begone, and don't come back here again, puny human. With that, the dear god vanishes back into the ground. Go and confront the specter of modernity. When you approach the lair of the specter of modernity, you decide to leave your companion behind, knowing that you cannot risk another life in this final confrontation. Sometimes heroes have to stand alone. Enter the mechanical lair. Inside the mechanical lair, the specter of modernity waits for you, sitting translucently on a titanium throne. The specter of modernity, you murmur through gritted teeth. We meet at last. You are mistaken, Professor Dr. Goldblum, the specter of modernity says. We have met many times before. I am your father, and your mother. Lies attack the specter or request clarification? Who do you think inspired you to add the power of electricity to your guitar? Who upgraded Ginny from SD to HD? Who indeed deciphered the mathematical secrets of the chords, that arcane knowledge upon which some of your greatest adventures depend? I was your ally all along, Jefferson. The foul wizard of crime has conspired to turn you against me. It was he who enchanted your klaxon. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Sorry. No biggie, says the specter. Now, let us defeat the wizard of crime together. Even now, he conspires to steal all that you have accomplished with the power of his enchantments that confuse the mind. Go back to the Institute. You rush back to the Goldboom Institute, where you find the wizard of crime taking advantage of the absence of your heroic friends, out seeking other ways to stop the specter of modernity, to rifle through your belongings. He is surprised to see you. I see my scheme has failed. Curses! Were it not for that scheming specter, I would have stolen all of your wealth and added it to my ever-growing hoard. For that is my scheme, to steal and steal until the whole world is mine. Wahahaha! And so you arrest the foul sorcerer, instead of the development of human potential, and become good friends with the specter of modernity. Just call me Mo, the specter says. I'm sure we'll have many wonderful adventures together. The end. It's beautiful. It's one of the greatest games I've ever played. I did win. It turns out it was crime all along. What? Hi. Sorry, I was busy thinking about Jefferson Goldblum. Hi again, Dana. So...
we must listen to the wisdom of the ancient writers. Or we will fail the Founder's trial. The megastructure must be rejected.
Right, I forgot that people were still having a fight about this. Hang on, there's someone else to talk to out here on the steps of the, Listen to the ancient writers, we must be humble.
You are the Founder's chosen.
No.
But you are in grave danger of going astray.
Oh god, this sucks already.
Words, 1K.
No, your whole steed is...
Fail this trial. A year from now, New Jerusalem will lie in ruins.
God, this sucks. And you know this, Hal? Again, in real life, I would just walk away if I had any option to.
Anyone can see the truth if they are willing to open their eyes. Have you not read the books of our ancestors? In every one of them, the same story is told, again and again, that the pursuit of knowledge can only lead to death and grief. That is what all the great ancient visionaries foresaw. Listen to their warnings. Seek happiness in tranquility.
Okay.
And avoid ambition.
So if it weren't for the pursuit of knowledge, you literally would not exist because you are a fucking robot. It took so much knowledge in order to create the shit that created you. I don't think all ancient writers believed that. There were other strands of thought. That can easily become a self-fulfilling prophecy when you can no longer imagine a better future, you cannot build one. That's just correct. There must be a reason those ancient writers kept repeating that theme. We're not doing that.
The very idea of a better future is what's rotten. That is what the ancients were trying to tell us. All the problems of the world come from those who think the world needs to be improved.
So we shouldn't even try to make things better? You, sir, are a moron of the highest order. Or perhaps you're right, I'll think about it. I believe that you're a jackass. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to do the thing. But, like...
Yes, progress is a fantasy. Things never truly change. All we can do is prevent our hubris from making things worse.
God, you suck. Everything about you sucks. All right. I went a little bit over time, but that's going to be the stream. When we come back to this tomorrow, because we are going to come back to it tomorrow, we're going to head back to the megastructure and start presumably on the West Islands, do some more puzzles, climb some more towers. God continues to not be home. Yeah. Thanks for stopping in, Demon Dog. I always appreciate you. Thanks to anyone watching this as a VOD. Till next time, September of the Free Association, and I love you. Keep yourself safe. Find something to do and do it. Later.